Oh man, I love their approach and I love the way they've worked. We obviously have some young guys and we know that going in. So we're looking for consistency right now, and that's something that we're battling every day to get. But they come out and approach it the right way every day. So now we got to keep leaning on them from a coaching standpoint, making sure that we understand what they can get done, and then build that, and then keep adding to their arsenal.
What were some of the young guys who maybe stood out during the game?
Well, I mean, you got a lot of guys that's getting reps. So when you talk about a guy like Robin, Drew Bredin, then you got guys like Matt Thomas who's worked in there, and even guys that played sparingly last year, the Jalen Dugans, the Bordners. All those guys have been getting a ton of reps this fall camp. And the good thing is those reps have been kind of spread out. So it's like it's a multitude of guys that's getting those reps, and then like sometimes there's some inconsistency, and it goes back to that first comment I made, definitely trying to get guys to be more consistent in their play.
I think going back to the spring, you might have talked about getting as many 7 or 8 guys. Are you confident you could get that many? Is that still the number that you know? I know that's probably a pretty ambitious goal.
Well, no, I definitely think we think about it. We have some position-wise, we have some jack backers that play some things, so those guys factor into that number. But also as far as interior-wise, we are building those numbers. I think the confidence is slowly definitely getting there. You got 9 days here before we start game 1. And I definitely going to work our tails off to get to there where we can have that depth and then try to rotate guys to keep them fresh because we need that.
What have you seen out of Malachi Burby so far?
He's a guy that definitely coming in early helped him out. He's had some things, be it elbow, whatever like that. He's working himself through. I think he's learning like what it is from a toughness standpoint to like fight through some little bruises, some little nicks and bumps. Not anything that's held him out, but it's something you got to get over mentally. So he's had that hurdle that he's been dealing with mentally. From a physical standpoint, is everything with him is just he has a physicality. Mentally he has to just get the install that we're getting, then make the game slow down from that standpoint, get the call, factor in what he's doing technique-wise, and then execute his job. So he's been working hard at that.
Mostly have Robin inside or outside as he kind of bounce back and forth?
He has mostly been like what we call at our end. But those guys, change from different positions as far as alignment-wise, but that's where he's been working at that end position.
What have you done to see for him specifically?
He's a student of the game. To be young and really haven't really played like American football yet, he studies hard, takes great notes, watches a lot of film, so he definitely wants to do things right, and he's a guy that gets upset when it doesn't go right. But his thing, I think his game is going to continue to grow once he gets experience, because there's no substitution for that, and for him to go out there and really cut his teeth against another opponent, and then I think his game will just take off from there and continue to grow.
What's Tverdov showed you this?
I'm sorry.
What does Tverdov show you this?
He's growing up fast. You take into account that he played the outside overhang for like 11 games last year. It was really one game at defensive end. He hasn't shied away from the jobs that's been asked of him. I think he's doing it from a physical standpoint. We got to get him, to just continue to be disciplined in his rush lanes and things like that. But he definitely has some quickness off the edge. I would say if you take a guy who is kind of like honed in on like moves as a pass rush, but he has to like see what the offensive set is and then execute those moves when it's called for, whether it be power or speed. But he's a guy that's been working hard at that, and he has some arsenal to his pass rush.
What about Dugan and Jones? What's he done to kind of earn some first reps?
I would really say I think it's started with his effort. He's a guy that definitely took it to heart when we have a low chart, when we have the things to be great from an effort standpoint. He's been showing up in that regard as far as running to the ball, and that's really, really big. Then from there, he's played more physical. So he's been more disciplined with his hands, more disciplined just as far as doing what we ask him for our nose guards. So that's had him be a guy that's been more accountable. So we're going to keep leaning on him and keep pushing him too, because he's a guy that played sparingly last year, and hopefully he can continue to grow also.
How's Will Prevalon done? He's the only senior on the D line. How's he done?
Will's been good, man. He's been working at different positions, and the biggest thing with Will, he may not be the most vocal guy, but he does lead by example. He's a guy that's been kind of busting his tail, as of his last, I would say, week and a half or so, working at multiple positions and then doing the jobs that's been asked of him. So love where Will's at. Obviously got to keep pushing him because I think he could be a difference maker. We just got to keep coming along.
Final question, anybody? Final question? All good.